I'm Melissa.
And I'm Mike.
Welcome back to the NM podcast. A&M podcast.
Yeah,
How,
that.
how, yeah.
You kind of mold it all together. The
Yeah,
anim,
M&M podcast.
and the anim podcast, the M&M
M&M, the
podcast.
M&M podcast. Yeah, guys, welcome back to True Crime Thursday. Our favorite day of the week, if you're into that
Yeah,
kind of thing.
yeah. I like True Crime Thursday because it means I'm that much closer to the weekend.
Right? Me too. That's how I feel as well. And every single time I'm like, already Thursday. Nice. Finally,
Yeah,
we made it this far. So,
yeah.
yeah, everyone, it
Yay
is
us! Yay us!
happy almost weekend as well. One more week down the hole.
Yeah.
So, with this Thursday, we are going to be talking about I've been seeing a case circulating on my Instagram lately, and you know how things are on Instagram and just social media in general. Once you watch it for too long, then that's all you see.
Yep.
So, yeah, there's been a case circulating around, and it's about a store clerk. It's the Cyrus, I don't want to mess up his name, so I'm gonna go
Cyrus Carmack Belton.
Cyrus Carmack Belton. So this was a 14-year-old. Basically, the store owner thought that he stole a water bottle and chased after him 130 yards, which is like longer than a football field.
Yes, it is.
And chased after him down the street, thought he was pointing a gun at him. He was not, but he thought it was self-defense. He got away with like killing this kid in the back shooting this kid in the back. And he got off of it, I guess because of like self-defense, pretty
Right.
much.
They claimed the jury. Yeah.
Jury claimed self-defense.
Well, they didn't. The jury didn't claim
He claimed
self-defense,
self-defense.
he
Yeah.
claimed self-defense, and the jury believed it.
The jury believed it. So it kind of sparked just an idea in my head of just like the fact that there are so many, like we talk about a lot of cases on here, obviously, and it kind of is a little shocking to me that like, obviously some cases people really do, it really is self-defense, and they really are about to like get shot and shoot the other person back, or somebody breaks into their home with a gun or a weapon and is about to kill them and their family, and like they're shooting them and then they kill this person and they
Right.
obviously get away with self-defense or whatever.
Right.
But what's shocking to me is a situation where maybe it's just because of like being on the outside, like I guess when you're on the jury side of it, you really are supposed to be in there with an open mind. And, when we're seeing things on social media, we are just seeing like a very filtered, like like a small part of like the big picture. So I guess
Right.
from an unbiased, doesn't know anything jury standpoint, I don't know, maybe like the only time that someone's supposed to get a true conviction is when there's no reasonable doubt. Like that's the big thing that they like stress to the jury is no reasonable doubt.
Right.
You have to have all the evidence pointing to this. So
Right.
even though somebody like you and me might look at it and be like,
Yeah, he did it.
if he shot you in the back, like then how is it self-defense?
I think
Because he was turned away from you. The jury must have just not gotten enough evidence, but I think it's still crazy that like
no, it's not. It's not a matter of that they didn't get enough evidence. I don't think. I think it's a matter of that they got too much evidence.
like too much information, yeah.
Yeah, because
Right.
because the thing is, like he clearly there's no disputing that he shot him, and there's no disputing that he shot him in the back.
Right.
Where the dispute comes in is the idea that Cyrus pointed a gun at Rick, or I'm sorry, at Rick's son, Andy. Rick Chow is the person that was being on trial. Cyrus was the victim. Um, allegedly pointed the gun at Rick's son Andy, and he shot him then. And the self-defense argument is, well, he was going to, because self-defense can extend to your family members, I guess, or your loved ones.
Right.
Um, and I mean, there's like a few things about it I think that I have a problem with. The first one being that, I mean, why are you chasing this kid over 4 bottles of water? Regardless of, and he didn't even do it. So because we didn't talk about the whole story, but just to keep it like brief, because this isn't our only
Yeah.
topic today.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, he the Rick, the
Store. Yeah.
alleged perpetrator, the store clerk, thought, or I guess he was store owner, thought
Yeah.
that that Cyrus stole 4 bottles of water from his store, and he and his wife and son went chasing him down the street, um,
Crazy.
like you had mentioned, 130 yards, and so he ends up. So now that's where if I was on the jury, I would have a problem with it because
Right.
I don't think like self defense should extend to circumstances that you put yourself in. In other words, you're now chasing this
Yeah.
person. He's a 14-year-old kid who probably is in fear for his life.
That's what I was.
So
Yeah.
you can't
Exactly.
have it can't be, like if he shot Rick, you could say self defense. He could say self defense because now
Me
the
as a
problem
14
is
year
as a
old
14-year-old he shouldn't have had a gun. I don't know what the law in South Carolina is, but I don't think he should have had a gun.
because crazy people are chasing him with grown
Yeah.
ups are chasing
Well,
him with guns.
yeah,
But
most states it's like 18, but I don't know. South Carolina might be
but
different.
I feel like I look at it like yeah, like exactly like you said. So a case like that, if anything, you're the antagonizer because
Right.
you're chasing, like you're not just chasing him to the end of the sidewalk, he gets away. Like people at Target, workers at like Target and Walmart, like people are stealing way more valuable things than a couple bottles of water, which again, like I guess he wasn't even stealing the water. Like he
Right.
in the thing, he like even like waved his like jacket or sweater or
Yeah.
whatever,
Yeah.
showing
Yeah.
he didn't have anything. But outside of that, like even if he did have water, um, people are stealing way more valuable things at Walmart and Target and freaking Best Buy, and
Yeah.
those workers are not even chasing after them. Like, if you think he's stealing, call the cops. They'll do a report. Let's be honest, most stores they have a little like ceiling of they plan for theft essentially
Right.
to an
Right.
extent.
Exactly.
Like they literally
Yeah.
have a budget for it. So to chase
Yeah.
this young boy. I don't know about you, but if I was a 14-year-old or anywhere around that age, and because his son was older too. It's not like his son was like a young kid either. Like his son was
Right.
he was at least tall. Like he looked old. He
Mm.
was definitely older than 14.
Right.
And
Right.
if I'm a 14-year-old and these two grown men are chasing me, I'm running regardless. I don't know what you're
Right.
about to do to me. Like you just thought I
Right.
was stealing in your store, now you're chasing after me. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
I mean,
taking
that's
off
it.
too.
That's it.
And I don't
And
think
but
like even if he did have the water and then you catch him, first of all, the only reason they caught him was because he tripped and fell.
yeah.
But what was your plan when you catch him?
Yeah.
Snatch like and see that he didn't have water.
Yeah. Yeah. That's exactly it. And then the other aspect is, though, I think this is a case where, and this has been some of the stuff that I read on it suggested this too, that it was really, and there's been other cases like that too, where
Yeah.
the prosecution overcharges. So
Yeah.
they charged him with murder. They really probably could have gotten a conviction on manslaughter, and then at least he's doing some jail time for
Yeah.
killing a 14-year-old boy. Where when you overcharge, and this happens in a lot of cases, when you overcharge and you try to get the maximum that you can get on somebody, but you don't have the case to kind of back that up,
Oh, right.
then you actually make the situation worse. I mean, it's kind of like,
Yeah.
you remember the George Zimmerman case, which was
Hmm.
a local case, but it was a national case. It was, we've driven through the neighborhood where that happened.
Yeah.
Um, and that was probably, I mean, that was a little different than this because the at least what the defense said there was that the boy he shot had been like
Like beating him
beating
up or
on him, and
whatever.
that, yeah,
Yeah.
so that is arguable, self-defense. I think it was stand your ground, which is a little different than self-defense in Florida, but that was,
Mm-hmm.
arguable for that there. um but it also, made you think that, and I people said the same thing at the time, that if they had charged him with, like, I think they charged him with first degree. If they had charged him with second degree or manslaughter, they might have gotten a
Yeah.
conviction on it, and they didn't. They did not get it because of that. So I think
Mm-hmm.
it's that kind of thing where, I don't know, prosecutors just trying to do more than they should. Maybe, it's like, is it
Mm-hmm.
better to get a lower conviction, um,
And
and
at least
and
he's
get a
serving 20
conviction?
years or something. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So
Kind of like the girl we talked about last week. What was her name? Michaela. Like, killed her two friends, well, her boyfriend and
oh
her and
yeah,
his friend in the car, but she's, getting because of her charges. Now she had multiple different charges. It wasn't just one charge, but at least she's serving minimum 15 years instead
right,
of like them pushing for no, you killed these boys on purpose, life in jail forever.
right,
First degree,
right.
life in jail, two counts, like,
Yeah,
I think especially when you're a jury and you're going for such a high charge, you're looking for all of this specific evidence that they're giving you. And I'm pretty sure, like, even when it comes to the jury, like, they have a list that they need to go down.
yeah,
Like, at the end, it's not just them sitting in a room like, so you think you did it on purpose or no? Like,
yeah, yeah,
that's not how
yeah.
the
Yeah,
conversations
there's a
are.
whole, like, checklist that they go
Yeah.
through. Well, and then there's
Yeah.
also the aspect that the jury doesn't always hear all the evidence. There's a lot of times where some evidence is, not
Oh,
allowed to be
left
mentioned in
out.
front of the
Yeah.
jury, and so they have to deal with what they have. Um,
Yeah. Like, I think even Adrian and I were talking about it, like the Casey Anthony case, and how a lot of jurors, like, way after that came out, and they were kind of talking about just the whole, like, trial in general, and like where how they came out with like their like final ruling and stuff. And a lot of the jurors basically came out like there wasn't enough evidence pointing her to it, like
right,
connecting her enough to like this.
right,
Like, there was a lot of things that, like, I guess when you think about it, oh no, that makes sense. Why did her car smell like this? Why was she out partying? Why
right.
was Kaylee buried near the house in the woods? Like, yes, but it's not enough to like
It
tie
is funny
her
though
to
when
that.
yeah, it is funny though when you think of a case like that versus, say, Scott Peterson, because
Right.
like that case, he was, you know, kind of, I would say there was maybe like less evidence with his case, because
Yeah.
of the, now he was acting goofy and all that stuff, but they got a conviction there. My point is,
Yeah.
where in the Casey Anthony case they didn't get a conviction, and I mean I felt the evidence there was a lot stronger.
Yeah.
Um, but it's all in what the jury hears, not what we hear. So
Right. Because, like, a lot of times when we're listening to these kind of things, like, even someone like you and me watching this case, like, who knows how many times like they saw the footage of the boy from the store and like put that together, like, wait, if like it's one thing if the 14-year-old boy is walking up into the store and holding his gun up, but you know even like a lot of times, like, Adrian worked he worked security
mhm,
before, and he was saying that like they even would tell him like, you're not really supposed to like chase after somebody.
mhm.
Like, if they come in and like take something or try to steal or whatever, you yourself as a worker there are not supposed to like ever approach and like chase after somebody. You're supposed to like call the cops or whatever.
That
What?
reminds me of a funny story. So when I
Um,
when I when I was a young boy, when I was younger, I worked at a department store,
Mm-hmm.
and like most department stores, the people who do security there are not armed.
Yeah.
They're not police. They're not, they're more or less,
An image. They're an image.
yeah, they're supposed to be there to, if they see somebody shoplifting something, maybe they can stop them. I don't even know what the laws
They're
are
a
in that, but
scarecrow. They're a
yeah,
scarecrow.
they're a scarecrow. That's a great way to put it. They're actually probably what they're supposed to do is if they see something like that, they call the police and get the police out. But
Yeah.
there was I was working and understanding that at the time I was probably, I don't know, 19, something like that,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm at working at a cash register, and a guy went running out the front door with something he had sold. I think it was cigarettes, actually, because that was something that people would steal a lot. He goes like
So
running
funny.
out the front door. The guy who was the security guard there, um, he was I think he was chasing after the guy, and as the guy's running out of the store, he's chasing him and he yells freeze, and I'm like, you don't yell freeze unless you're
Are you Paul Blart?
you don't even have a taser. But it was around 4th of
Breeze
July,
is
and
so
those little
funny.
poppers that they
Yeah.
have that you throw. They were on the cash register, and I had jokingly said to him later, I had those poppers. I was ready to start throwing them at the ground so he'd think you were shooting at him, and
No
maybe he'd
way.
go on the ground then. But yeah, freeze. I was just what what are you freeze? He's not going to listen
Yeah.
to you.
You want to be a cop real bad.
This isn't
Mm.
this isn't red light, green light. He's not just gonna stop, you know?
Imagine if he did though. How
Yeah,
powerful.
that would have been funny.
Yeah, like even when I'm pretty sure like even the protocol for a bank is like when you like when somebody like comes into a bank and tries to like rob a bank or whatever, that you're just supposed to like give them the money. Like I think that is
Yeah,
for most
yeah,
places. Like if somebody comes in and tries to like rob you,
yeah,
you're just supposed to call the cops and like give them the
yeah,
money to like
yeah,
avoid that interaction, to avoid like potentially like instigating a situation. So
yeah, yeah.
you're chasing this 14-year-old
Well, and
130
I
blocks down or yards down. Like that's far. That's
yeah,
real far to
that
run.
is pretty far. That is pretty far. And the reasoning that banks do that too is because, like, I know a lot of banks, if you have that kind of policy and somebody does, like, they'll get fired over it. If somebody does like
Yeah.
try to stop them or that, they'll get fired. They could save the bank and lose their job because they don't want people. They want to discourage people from doing that because it's a huge liability if they do.
Mm-hmm.
But when you talked about like this case, I started looking at other cases that were similar kind of things,
Yeah.
and one of them I found was this case from 2001. It was Robert Durst, and he killed someone named Morris Black, and it's a similar case because it's the same kind of thing where there's no doubt that he killed the guy. But
Mm-hmm.
this one's even stranger. So happened in 2001. He was living. This is really kind of some strange aspects of this. He was living in Galveston, Texas,
Mm-hmm.
disguised as a mute woman while hiding from scrutiny related to the disappearance of his first wife.
Is that the guy that killed the murderer or the suspect?
The murderer, Robert Durst,
Okay.
right? Um, his neighbor,
Interesting.
while he was living there, his neighbor Morris Black was found dead. Um, it says like let's see, it says what made the case extraordinary was that Durst did not deny involvement. He admitted Black was shot and killed. He dismembered Black's body, so it goes back to some of those cases that we've talked about where people do that.
New
Placed the
level
body
of
parts,
crazy.
yeah, placed the body parts in garbage bags and dumped them into Galveston Bay. um, ooh, this is kind of, they recovered body parts but never found the head,
Ugh.
which made certain forensic conclusions difficult. But anyway, he claimed self-defense, and yes, that's right, he was acquitted. The jury acquitted him. Texas law allows deadly force in self-defense under certain circumstances. The jury apparently believed the prosecution had not disproven self-defense beyond a reasonable doubt, even though after he killed him, he dismembered his body. That's not
That's not
normal. Like,
self-defense.
no, that's like, because at that point, no, I shouldn't laugh about it. It's not a
I
funny
think
thing, but at that
even
point, he was already dead. There's no,
Yeah, but I think so, like, even that moment, I feel like even a self-defense, like, even if you initially killed him for self-defense, I think, like, even once it gets to trial, the fact that you tampered with his body, tampered with
yeah,
evidence, that should throw out the self-defense.
yeah. There's
I
something
think we need
something
some
along the
laws
lines of,
changed
yeah.
somehow. I don't know.
I think there is a law along the lines of like mutilation of a corpse or something
Like
to that
throws
effect.
out the whole, like, you can't even use self-defense.
Yeah,
You can use
yeah. That should
self-defense, but it's not applicable here because you tampered with evidence. Even if it's not even you going as far as um like dismembering somebody, even if it's
right,
as much as like self-defense, you kill them in your home and then you move them elsewhere, or like
right, right,
literally tampering, period, should completely throw out the self-defense. Because in my eyes, if somebody broke into my house right now and I have a gun and they're about to shoot me and I shoot them first, like, obviously the normal protocol should be you shoot them and then now you're on the phone with police, like, this person just
right,
broke into my house and I had to kill
right,
them, sorry.
right. Yeah,
Self-defense. Like,
that's.
that's
I mean, that's
self-defense to me. Like, when your
yeah,
life is literally, it's my life or yours. Like, my life is being threatened, so
right. Yeah,
sorry,
and
bud.
I mean, I don't know what else he claimed, like why it was self defense. Maybe he did claim that, well, he was coming at me with a hatchet or, whatever. But again, but after you did it, you didn't call 911. You went and got, a hacksaw. Like,
Yeah.
that's not that. And to me,
And dump, yeah,
that
and
looks
dump
like
the
guilty
body.
behavior. Yeah, that looks like guilty behavior. Like to me, I don't know how a jury, and you can say, well, they didn't prove
Yeah, that's
beyond a
crazy.
reasonable doubt. Like, a reasonable doubt, he admitted that he did it, and he disposed of the body that way. I agree with you. Like, if there's additional, extenuating charges like that, or extenuating circumstances like that, um, I think that should like cancel out any ability to say it was self defense. That's crazy. Yeah, I said when I saw that one, I was like, man, that's literally and figuratively insane.
Yeah, so, like, speaking of insane, um, it also had me thinking about, like, just people getting off for murder in general, period, like, for reasons of insanity. I listened to a case the other day where a guy killed a girl and got off just because insanity. Or like, so some people into history or whatever might know this guy's name. John Hinckley
Oh
Jr.,
yeah, of course. Yeah,
1982.
yeah.
Um,
He tried to
Ronald
kill
Reagan. He shot
Ronald Reagan,
yeah,
President Reagan. Yeah,
and he wounded three others, and he was found not guilty by reason of insanity and spent decades in psychiatric confinement instead of prison. Which, okay, I guess I understand. It's not like, I guess, like, when people get off for like reason of insanity, most times, I guess, it's not like they're just like, they get off for murder and they're like, they're the Casey Anthony's or like the,
right.
what's his name? Robert, what's the guy's name from today, earlier?
Oh,
Um,
Rick Chow.
like, it's not like, okay, you get off and now you're just free to the world, whatever. Like, most
Right.
people, I guess, who do get insanity, like, they're not put into jail, but they are put into like a special
Yeah, like a mental
asylum.
facility or something like
Uh,
that. Yeah.
but I still think, yeah, I don't know. I guess,
Yeah.
like, yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I feel like there's, and people can disagree with me on this. That's fine, but I think there's a certain level of like Like if you're insane enough to do something like that and not see a problem with it, then you probably should be in jail because you need to be kept away from everybody else. And say, well, he was in a, he was in a mental health facility or something like that. Well, that
Yeah.
puts all of those people then in that mental health facility in danger because they're not, I'm sure, maybe there are armed people in those. I don't know. Maybe criminally insane is different. But you know what I mean? Like there, there's a certain point, like it's people might think it's inhumane, but there's a certain level of insanity that makes you,
Hmm.
a lot of, I mean, you could make the argument that somebody who's like a mass murderer or uh Jeffrey Dahmer,
I mean, I
somebody like
think
that is
anyone, yeah,
clearly insane.
I think
That doesn't
all of
mean you
them
let them
have,
go.
right. A lot of them, I think, who, all of these people who are even able to like kill somebody and then David, D4VD.
Yeah,
Um, sorry, I always laugh when I say that because I just think of Jay, like,
yeah, Jay mocking me.
but yeah, like, somebody like that who's able to kill this young girl and chop her body up and put her in your trunk for forever and like not forever, but
Right.
like dismembering a body is like that's a certain level of like you have to have some kind of
Yeah. Something's
brain
something's broken there
thing.
to yeah,
Yeah, like that's not
yeah.
normal. So shouldn't those people be getting some form of, I don't know, mental health
Insanity. Yeah. Well, that's
evaluations
true
and
too.
just
That's true too.
therapy as well? Like if we're really trying to like no, they're too insane to like stand trial or they're too insane to go to regular jail, like I think
Right.
a lot of them are not all there who do some crazy things in there. They
Right.
put people who the grown-ups who look at um young children,
Right.
those are in regular jail. I think that's pretty insane. I think they need some
Right.
major therapy work.
Yeah. The
All
problem
of them are in jail.
with that specific circumstances though, they've they've said the number of cases with people like that where they just keep doing it. There's nothing, no amount of therapy or anything like that helps those people. So, what are you going to do? You can't, if there's no ability to rehabilitate, then I don't know.
Um, yeah, so I also think it's then it also goes to the cases of like just how people can like somebody can literally get off of just a crime or murder or whatever. I say murder just because that's like pretty much like the height of it of
Yeah.
crimes to me.
Yeah.
Um just from like a faulty jury.
Right.
Like that
Right.
case that we were talking, well, I mean the case that we talked about a few weeks ago that wasn't necessarily like he got just away with it because of the what was it? It wasn't the jury, it was
Oh, it was the whole thing with the clerk of
the like clerk of
courts.
court.
Yeah, it was jury tampering, which so that involved the jury, but yeah, it was jury
Yeah.
tampering. Yeah.
Like something like that even can just mess up a whole case and like
Yeah. I mean, so the way that our judicial system is designed though, and I mean, I get this. I do get it. If I think, I try to think of it from the standpoint, if I was wrongly accused of something, I would appreciate it. But
yeah.
it's designed that, the idea being that you'd rather, and I may be misquoting this, but you'd rather 100 guilty people go free than one innocent person get convicted. And
Sure.
yeah, I mean, yeah, it's tough though from like a moral standpoint. It's like,
Yeah.
but those people didn't pay for the crime then. Like how is that justice, Um
Yeah.
I have another strange one for you if you want to hear it though.
Oh, sure. Go for it. It's true crime. That's what True
This
Crime
is the
Thursday is all about.
yeah, this is an older one. This is from 1978. It's a case about a man named Dan White and the Twinkie defense.
No,
Um
not the Twinkie D.
yeah. He in November of 1978 he went into the San Francisco City Hall carrying a loaded revolver. He killed the mayor and the supervisor, George Moscone, who's the mayor, and supervisor Harvey Milk. The shootings were intentional and undisputed, so he didn't claim he didn't do it. At the time, California recognized a diminished capacity defense, which basically means it's the mental thing. It's
Yeah.
um, severe depression impaired his mental state. They claimed he was not thinking rationally. He lacked the mental capacity required for first degree murder. Okay, where did the Twinkie defense come from? The defense presented evidence that White's behavior had changed dramatically. One example was that he had gone from being health conscious to consuming junk food and sugary snacks. And the media seized on that fact, and basically they came out with the thing that said Twinkies made him kill people, which white people are going to pick on Twinkies.
I
But
mean,
that's, yeah,
anything to not hold ourselves accountable. You know, like
yeah,
if there's something the world needs a little bit more of,
it's
Twinkies don't kill
accountability.
people. People kill people.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right.
um, yeah, I mean,
Twinkies don't kill people. People eating Twinkies kills people. That's more the defense, I think.
yeah, it's like
Yeah,
kind of giving like the Snickers, like you're not you when you're hungry.
yeah, yeah,
Um, yeah, so I don't know. That's just been something that's very like just on my mind lately. Is just like,
yeah.
wow, there really are people like that are able to pretty much just like get away with murder. And I just think that that is, now I will say, like for Rick or a lot of these, like, especially a lot of like the controversial ones, like look at even
Yeah.
Casey Anthony, like, you know, those people aren't just getting free and living their regular life. Like, he's not
Right.
about to just go back to his gas station or store or whatever it is
Right.
and just keep on living his life. Like,
Yeah.
that's not what's going to happen for him, unfortunately.
Right. Well, yeah, you look
Casey
at
Anthony, that was so long ago, and she's still not like I wouldn't say that she's just living her normal life as you and I do. Like,
yeah,
I'm sure
no.
that there's plenty of times that she wouldn't be able to just apply to a regular job, or there's a lot of people that she might meet that see her out and I don't know,
Yeah.
would
Yeah, oh
want to
yeah, if she
shout
goes to
just
I'm sure if she goes to like the mall or something like that, people are just like pointing and that recognize if they
right.
recognize her, they're pointing and that. George Zimmerman with the Trayvon Martin case we talked about a little bit. He went through a lot of stuff after. Now,
Yeah.
significant amount of it was his own doing, but yeah. So you're right. They
Like
can't
those
live
yeah.
normal lives.
Like those people aren't just, getting free and actually free. I mean, I don't
Yeah.
know if it was you, like, would you rather just be in jail and like at least I'm in here with a bunch of other criminals like myself,
Yeah, I don't know.
or
I
like be
I, I
free and
don't
have
know.
to like always watch your back because there
I
are those crazy people that might see you out and just off you. Like, are you ever feeling
yeah,
100% safe? I don't think I would.
true. Yeah,
Like
and
if
the,
I'm
and the other
Casey Anthony,
aspect.
there's so many people that are just crazy and feel
Oh
so
yeah,
passionate about like your case that I would never feel
yeah,
safe walking by myself like anywhere.
yeah, yeah. And the other aspect of it is too though, like and I don't know about a George Zimmerman or Casey Anthony because I think there's other things there. But in a case like
Right.
this with this guy, like you do have to think that at some point he goes home and when he's in a room by himself and he's thinking
Yeah.
about it, he's got to deal with the for the rest of his life with the idea that he took the life of a 14-year-old, you know
Yeah.
um
Yeah.
and I don't know, I feel like if you have a soul, that's going to be a seriously hard weight to carry
Yeah.
for the rest of your life, unless you convince yourself you know,
That
that
you were just
it
in
was
the
your only
right.
choice. Yeah, that I
Yeah.
had to do it because if I didn't, then maybe that's mentally how you get through it in any of those cases, is convincing yourself that your reasoning that got you off, got you acquitted, is true, and that justifies it in your mind.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess like that's why I wouldn't say that I wouldn't ever be able to be on a jury, but you know, like I'm open-minded, but I don't know, like if I'm in a jury during a case like that, the minute I hear like chased him 130 yards down the street,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
would be like, okay, wait, and this is for self-defense?
yeah,
Who
yeah,
chased who? The little boy chased the man down the street. Oh no, the
yeah,
man chased the little boy down the street.
yeah, yeah. You lose a little bit of the self defense argument when you're chasing someone.
Like I don't know. I feel like to an extent there has to be a little bit more like more of a like guideline to self-defense because I think a lot
Yeah,
of people kind of like use these things that these excuses for things that it's not really. Like there's been a lot of cases
yeah,
that, people claim self-defense. Not
right.
every time someone dies, but just like in general, like people claim self-defense to get out of something or like
Yeah, I mean, and even with that case, also, like, I don't know all the facts of the case because I wasn't on the jury. I was not one of the prosecutors or the defense, so I don't know
yeah.
all the facts of that case. It is a little. I think what played in his to his benefit a little bit is the fact that, again, this was a 14-year-old kid who was in the store
Yeah.
carrying a gun. Whether they knew he had it or not, that's a different question. But this was a 14-year-old kid walking around a store carrying a gun. That, like I said, I don't think at 14 you're legally allowed to concealed carry, but um,
I
so
don't
that
know if
and
they
that's
knew
more
he
to
had the
me
gun in the
speaking
store,
to.
yo.
No, no, I'm not saying. I'm just thinking a 14-year-old kid walking around a convenience store, he might have been acting suspiciously, and I'm not looking to defend it because I don't think, regardless, if he did steal 4 bottles of water, not worth killing it. You know,
Right. Right.
because to me it all goes back to, regardless of what happened, if if Rick Chow had done what he should have done and called the police and said, "I think this kid stole stuff from us and he's walking down the street," that kid would still be alive today and he wouldn't have been charged with anything. So,
Yep.
but anyway, that's our discussion for this week on questionable acquittals. I think I would call that. Hope you enjoyed this one. I know what's going on over there. That's why I'm wrapping up.
Bye, guys. Have a great day.
Bye, y'all.